Ever since I was young, they said I won't be nothing. Now they always say congratulations. Worked so hard, forgot how to vacation. They ain't never had the dedication.
What's going on, guys? This is the Celtics 2017-2018 starting five prediction. At the point guard position, you already know the guy that went off last season, Mr. Isaiah Thomas. He's going to be our starting point guard just because, obviously he did get voted to go to the All-Star game. He was in the MVP candidate run thing, and he's just all-around great player, great leader to the team, and he can knock it down from anywhere on the court. Even though he is very small, he is very just athletic and very aggressive. As you can see right there, he's crazy from out of range, out of nowhere to bring it into the big man. He still ends up finishing. Yeah, he's like 5'9", but and realistically, he's just a great basketball player. It was a great pickup for us in the beginning of the season. So that is our point guard, Mr. Isaiah Thomas. He can also pass very well, which obviously you should expect that from a point guard, but he's just all around very good player. He's been getting better at defense, but he can't be the whole team. So hopefully this season is a little bit different. He obviously carried the Celtics scoring. Like, he had a couple times he broke 50, many times he broke 40, and he's just the fourth quarter king, dropping, I think he averaged like 21 points or 18 points averaged in the fourth quarter. So that's usually more than half of his points come in the second half of the game. So that is a great start to this. And at the second position, the new free agency pickup, Mr. Gordon Hayward. I'm going to put him at the shooting guard position just because to make room for other players. The bad thing that we had last year was we were a very small team. The biggest guy we had was Al Horford at 6'10", where most teams have centers at the 7 feet level, so they also have the extra arm length and just the more athleticism. And we were just a very small team, and we were getting killed on rebounds. Gordon Hayward, a very athletic man. He is very aggressive, takes everything to the hole. He used to be just a shooting when he first came in the NBA, but he's kind of grown around and learned from other, obviously, experience from playing in the NBA, and he's just become a whole new player. But good thing Brad Stevens was the coach at Butler at the time Gordon Hayward was playing there, so they already had that chemistry locked up for the new season. But Gordon Hayward is a very solid free agent pickup. Yeah, we took a $128 million cap space that killed us, made us get rid of some players that we needed to, and many reasons I put him at the shooting guard, and he's a very good shooter, but also can play defense against very good shooting guards. And if anything, we can just move him down to the small. We'll play him at shooting guard, and then for defense, we'll have him guard small forwards, just because the small forward that I chose isn't a very big one, but he is very good at defense. So let's move on to our small forward. Right here, as you can see from the highlight, he is very good at defense. That's what he's known for. He's very strong. Again, very athletic, and he's increased his threes by, I don't know how much the percentage was. Last 2015-2016 season, his three-point percentage was awful. He could knock down threes. He was more of a mid-range man and in the paint, but again, he was literally known for his defense. So this season, 2016-2017, he started dropping threes out of nowhere. He started getting scoring very well for most of the games. I forgot what he averaged, probably like 19 points a game, which is pretty good when you have your point guard averaging a lot. So Jae Crowder is going to play the small forward position. He can play defense against most small forwards. It's just he doesn't have the size against small forwards. I think he is 6'8", and most small forwards hitting the 6'10". So he's just very good at defense. Him guarding LeBron last year in the playoffs, he did pretty well, to be honest. Obviously the first game we held them to some amount of points. It was very small, but he has very increased his 3-point game this season, and that has very well helped out the Celtics as a whole. So, he is a very well all-around player. Just various of games, he does become inconsistent and a ghost. So hopefully that doesn't happen as much this season. That would be a very, very big help. And that's why I did put him at the small forward position, because, Gordon Hayward probably can fit the shooting guard role well. And I don't want Jae Crowder. I don't think Brad Stevens is going to put Jae Crowder at the power forward just because of his skills and his size and stuff. But at the power forward position, we did get Marcus Morris off of a Avery Bradley trade, which is one of the reasons because of that Gordon Hayward pickup. Just because that big cap space, we needed to get someone with a decent big contract that was about to be over, and Avery Bradley was that guy. So sadly, Avery Bradley is leaving the team. It is a big loss. He was one of the best defenders, one of the best shooting guard defenders. So most games we would throw him on the small forwards, or when we played Cleveland, we threw him on Kyrie just because he's very good at defense. So that's a big loss. But we also do get a big game with Marcus Morris because he is a deadly shooter from beyond the arc. He can knock him down just as easy as any top 3-point shooter in the league. And he's also very big, so he can also get rebounds, which is, again, like I said before, one of the big problems with our team last year. We just had a very small roster. Rebounds was a big issue, and Marcus Morris brings that to the team. Also, defense, he should probably improve on. Rebounding, he's decent, and shooting, he is very good. So everyone in our starting lineup so far are very, very good shooters. And we did bring in Gordon Hayward, and then a couple other small players, and even like our young team that did the summer league and stuff, they also are coming in. They can play defense pretty well. So it's a big pickup for the Celtics. We didn't need a big guy other than the center that we did pick up from the trade with Pistons as well. That guy right there, you can see number 12 on there, the center. We just needed another big guy to help rebound off the bench. So that was a main reason for the trade, but we also had to get rid of Avery Bradley because of the cap space. So Marcus Morris is the starting power forward. Let's move on to the center, and I think you guys already know who it is just because he's probably going to be a guaranteed starter because of how well he did last season. All right, here we go. The big guy coming in at center is Mr. Al Horford, and he is a very, very solid player that we did get off of free agency last year. So we did trade for Isaiah Thomas, and then we got Al Horford out of free agency. So again, the last 2 seasons, I think it was five years ago, we had the super team. We had Rondo, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Kendrick Perkins that just completely went off. But then we got rid of Paul Pierce, and Kevin Garnett. Ray Allen did leave as well, and then Rondo was the only one that stuck around for a little bit. But ever since that, we've been increasing our team very, acquiring players that we needed. We got Isaiah Thomas, Al Horford, like I said. We needed a big guy and a leader at the backcourt. So Isaiah Thomas was that man. He played very well this season along with Al Horford. Al Horford and Isaiah Thomas, I would say, probably carried the Celtics to the playoffs this year. And then during the playoffs, a lot of youngsters stepped up and played very well. Terry Rozier and Jaylen Brown, which I think Jaylen Brown's going to get a lot of playing time this year. And then we do have Jason Tatum coming in this season. So very, very good young players coming to the team. Hopefully they will be the future of the team. So I can't wait to see Jason Tatum play. But anyways, we're talking about Al Horford. Al Horford, very, very good passer. His vision on the court and his IQ for basketball is very high. He knows what's going on at all times. Again, right there, great passing. He is just a perfect big guy, to be honest. The only downside is his rebounding skills. That's the only thing I say he needs to work on. His shooting, he got that down. Now he's able to knock down the 3 ball very well. Usually when he's wide open, he knocks it down even in some phases. But very great passer. Very aggressive on the offensive end. Defensive end, not so much. I don't know for what reason. Maybe he's scared of foul trouble, but very on offense, he can get very aggressive. Sometimes he's just very passive, but the games he becomes very aggressive in the paint, he does very well. So hopefully he can keep that up. He is always very consistent. He's just like, he's an all-star. Him and Isaiah Thomas, and then you add Gordon Hayward, another all-star to the squad, and this team just looks very solid. I'm a Celtics fan, obviously that's why I'm doing this, but we have to be realistic here. I don't think we can still beat Cleveland. If they get rid of Kyrie like he said he was going to, he put himself on the trade block because he thought LeBron was leaving, but I think he just wanted to leave to play with another team, to be completely honest with you. I think he wanted to go to a different state. But if they get rid of Kyrie, they have Derrick Rose now. I think Derrick Rose isn't as good as Kyrie, of course. But the main reason I think, this is just I'm thinking, Kyrie, LeBron, and Kevin Love. You're paying those guys a lot of money. I don't think they have the cap space. They looked at it. I don't think they have the cap space within the next year. I don't think they have the cap space to keep all those players around. So I think the reason why they were talking about LeBron leaving in the first place was obviously, the money. The Heat had the same exact problem. They were getting too expensive with Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and LeBron. They were winning championship after championship. So obviously they're going to want more money because other teams are offering them more money. So they need to, keep more money around. If they want to keep the players around, they need to put up a bigger budget because obviously, I'm not going to say the game is about money, but money is a big factor. And, you never know. If you go to a different team for money, you can make them better. You could bring them somewhere. You guys could win a championship for all I know, but that's what I'm just saying. So I think that was the reason why the rumors went around about LeBron leaving, and then Kyrie was like, okay, if LeBron's leaving, they're not going to do as closely as well, so he might as well get up out of there as well. So if Kyrie leaves and they don't pick up a very solid another all-star, I think we will win. I think we can beat every other team in the NBA. The only other team I can think about that can probably give us a problem is obviously Golden State and the Spurs. I think that's the only teams we have to worry about. And I don't know what's going on with the Spurs roster because I think Kyrie's trying to go to the Spurs. That was one of the teams he were thinking about going to. So let me stop talking about Cleveland and Kyrie. So anyways, that is the starting roster that I think Brad Stevens is going to put on the court. But again, last season he was still making changes 68 games into the season. So I'm pretty sure Isaiah made a comment about that in a press conference or Twitter or something like that. You can't be making changes 68 games in. So hopefully the starting lineup I do put on the screen is the starting lineup because I think that is the best lineup that we can play with. But again, I'm not a coach. I don't know anything. So the only other thing I can see is Jaylen Brown being a starter at the shooting guard, and then putting Gordon Hayward at the small forward, and then Jae Crowder coming off the bench with Jason Tatum and Terry Rozier, which is a pretty decent starting lineup. And then I don't know if we kept Amir Johnson or not, but it's a whole new team this year. All of our bench players, Drebko, Kelly Olynyk, and then, starting Avery Bradley, they left. They didn't leave. They got traded. So we don't have, not that we had depth in the first place. We had a decent bench, but we're just running very, very slim this year just because of that big signing of Gordon Hayward. But anyways, it's a great signing, and I'm going to close off this video. It's getting a little long. Alright guys, thanks for watching. This has been Jay Knox. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you do like the content I'm starting to create, I'm sorry I changed it up a little bit on my old subscriber or my current subscribers. You subscribe me for FIFA, but I'm just not really finding any more enjoyment in that. So I think I'm just going to change this to a react channel to sports. That is my passion. So if you guys want me to react to some soccer videos or any other sport videos, or maybe a video you guys want to suggest in the comments, make sure to do that. Feel free to do that. If you guys are new around here, make sure to subscribe. This has been your boy Jay Knox, and as always, thanks for watching, guys. Peace.
Would you rise up, come and meet me in the sky? Would you trust me?